Welcome to CrawleyBros.net. We're going to be smoking a piglet today, and this is the flavor profile we are using. I buy these things on Amazon, and you've got to try them. They're great. All right, we start out by giving them a bath in the sink. We just kind of wash them out, get them all nice and cleaned up, ready to go. The next step was to butterfly them. So we took a Sawzall that was freshly purchased, of course, with no oils and grease, and we cut his breastbone. We're really trying to get down to the nitty-gritty here so we can crack him open. The idea overall is to cut him open, lay him flat, so the skin becomes a bowl for all the beautiful juices that as he cooks, it kind of holds in and doesn't drip out the top of him. We've seen a lot of techniques on this. We preferred this one. This next step was kind of tricky. We needed to crack the spines. We took the Sawzall again, and we're sawing down the spine of it so that he could lay open. Without this, it was going to be hard. Got to get rid of the feet. Got to cut off the final foot here. Nobody likes feet. Nobody wants feet. Now, when it comes to the hams portions of this, we found that by not cutting off the skin around the ham, we couldn't get any bark on. So this is our methodology to kind of not cut downwards, but just the top portion of the skin. So the upward part of the ham facing the top of the smoker is exposed from the skin itself, and then the silver skin, the lining right on top of the meat. So that's what Rick and I are doing. We're just kind of cutting all that off so that we can have that covered in as much rub as possible. All right, bath number 2. We give him bath number 2 because we Sawzalled him and we want to get all the bone fragments that may have chipped off when we cut with that Sawzall. Just want to clean out any of the trimmings and make sure we're really looking good. His head's flopping around. It was like holding a small child there. It was really the oddest thing in the world. At some point, Rick thought about kissing him on the nose, but it got a little weird there. All right, we're finishing up here the apple juice injection into the shoulders and the hams in the back. We've injected in a lot of different places. It's kind of hard to inject into the rib cage because it's so narrow, but we did a little bit. This first rub is the AP rub that we talked about in front of the video. We put this on first. We want to rub this into the meat incredibly well. To do so, we're going to add a little bit of mustard to it. The mustard and the AP rub just make a nice base of your flavor profile. We rub this thing in so as the mustard and that locks, you're just pushing it down into the meat as far as possible. But after we get that done, we do need our 2 other flavor profiles that come in. The first one is a Killer Hogs hot barbecue seasoning. It adds a little bit of heat to it, and this starts to build the color, that beautiful mahogany color that we're going to get on this pig as we do it. We don't put a whole lot, but we put enough to give it some color. It is heat, and a lot of people may not like it, so we stop there. This next rub is the regular Killer Hogs rub, and this has a lot of brown sugar, and it's really, really awesome. Now, this pig has these beautiful pork loins. Now, to protect the pork loins in this video, we put some sausage, as you can see, going down the side, the middle, and then we're laying it with bacon because what? You got to have bacon with a pig. And so, weird as it is, we laid the bacon over there so that that bacon juice would spill into the rib cage and keep it moist. When you prep the smoker, pre-lay the tinfoil down that you are going to wrap the pig with later. Makes it a lot easier. You're not going to pick this guy up, so just lay it all down so when it's time to wrap, you can unfold it and do that job. Now that that smoker is prepped, we're locked and loaded. Here comes the big boy. Butt cheeks in the camera. Got to lay him down nice and even. Don't disturb your pre-laid foil. You'll need that to wrap him with later. Just get him nice and loaded. We prop the head up, get a ball of tin foil, shove in his mouth so that's ready for the apple when we go. We bring up the tin foil just to make sure he's not stuck, and he's beautiful. Now this is our first open. We put him on at 12 o'clock at night. We're opening him up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we are taking our first temp read. The shoulder's looking at about 142, 143, and when we put it into the back, we're really trying to poke him a couple times. I'm trying to see tenderness and whatnot, but you can see the thermometer back there is going to read the grand total of I'd say maybe 135, does it say? 137. So this is coming along incredibly well. The bacon looks great. Everything looks really nice. You can see the pools of the juices from the bacon. We're going to baste this guy also here in a few minutes. It really is coming along incredibly nice. Now, we're getting the tin foil pulled out so that we can wrap them after we baste them. Here comes the baste. Now you're brushing the baste on, don't get crazy about it. I did throw a couple sausages in there at this point just so we can get the whole thing rocking and rolling. We were smoking some sausages, so don't mind the sausages in the video. It does look a little odd. But I'm basting the pig, back meat of the pig. We're basting it. You just want to get this a nice thin coat. Our baste is our favorite barbecue sauce, heated up with some apple juice in it, just to kind of thin it out a little bit. Don't pour it on there, it gets too much, but this will put a nice gloss on the pig. And you can see the gloss is nice. We wrapped him at about 5 o'clock and we kept him on till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we kept him sealed up. Now this is the finished product in that. We're trying to get these boards under here because now it's time to get him out of the smoker to let him rest in the kitchen. And this was our methodology, just to slide some cutting boards underneath him to get him out. This is a trick to do, let me tell you, because it was a two-man job. I really didn't have a cutting board long enough to do it. So once me and Rick get this out, Rick's once again from Ricky Baba's Barbecue. He does a great job doing his own thing, but on this trip he was helping me. We're able to pick this guy up in this wonderful fashion without destroying it to get it inside the house so we can do our magic. And doesn't he just look great? Don't forget to let your pig rest. He's tired. He's been working all night long. Put a blanket over the top of him, let him sit for about 30-40 minutes. Our finished product. This is a 37 pound little piglet we've got. Here the ham's back here and coming up to the apple. This is the section here. This is the inside. We put all that sausage and stuff and the bacon over the top. We've glazed it with our special glaze. You can see the bones from the ribs are already coming out. We're now gonna just start pulling this pig apart and put it into a nice pulled pork kind of a thing. We've got the apple, we've got everything. I think it turned out excellent. Rick, what do you think, my friend?
Looks beautiful.
Looks beautiful. And that's how you smoke a piglet. Thanks for watching. So here we are. We're just kind of breaking the meat down. We're not shredding it. We're just pulling it off in chunks and putting it inside the trays. My father loved this stuff. He thought it was really great. I mean, it literally, the shoulders were breaking apart in massive chunks. They were coming across so well. The skin held up beautifully, holding in all the juices and the fats that just moisturize the meat. Here is his upper shoulder, and you can see that when we pull it out, the meat is just coming apart. It is wet. It is beautiful. The apple juice you can taste. You can smell the bark in it as I'm pulling it apart. And let me tell you, this was actually surprisingly fantastic. As you go through the ribs, you can find the bacon that is just pulling apart down there. It was a great thing. All right, in closing, let me say thank you to Rick Roman for all his help and to my brother Sam for videotaping this. We had a lot of fun.